Coming up from Northland to LA, Toby Ricketts lends his voice all over the world. He's a delightful guest on Breakfast too, isn't he, Toby Ricketts? He's taken home a number of top awards for his voice work. We'll hear his sweet voice next. Right, the time is 40 minutes to 9. You may have heard his voice on Netflix or in adverts for Cathay Pacific, but the voice belongs to a Northland bloke by the name of Toby Ricketts, who is a thoroughly good bugger, who works for the global brands from his Woodney studio. No, I don't think that's right, Toby. You're going to tell us how to say it. He's also just been recognised further by taking home 3 awards at the UK Voice Awards earlier this month.
Oh, thanks, guys.
What's up, G? How do you say the name of your studio?
It's just a little cedar cabin that I built, a self-built little studio in the woods.
What's it called?
I don't really have a name for it.
Right.
Kohumaru is where I am. In a little settlement there.
Yeah.
Yes, tucked away up here in the north.
So these were global awards. These were world awards, weren't they, Toby?
Basically, yeah, they cover most of the UK. There's some international categories, but some just available to the UK. But I sort of took home the old male voiceover of the year here. Just sneak that one in there.
Yeah. And what was it for? Can you give us a sample of the male voiceover of the year award winner? Come on.
I probably could. Let me see. There's a 2-letter word that perhaps has more meaning than any other 2-letter word, and that is up. It's easy to understand up, meaning towards the sky or at the top of the list, but when we awaken in the morning, why do we wake up? There's lots more. I do 4 different accents, so that's just my British one. But I was a Kiwi, an Australian, an American.
Look, we could listen to you all day. Can you give us a Kiwi? Do you mind, Toby? This is kind of exploitative. I mean, we're here to discuss bigger things, but you're just such gorgeous company. Do you mind?
Oh, absolutely. So we use it to brighten up a room, polish up the silver. We warm up the leftovers and clean up the kitchen. We lock up the house, and some guys fix up the old car.
And so the genius of that is that you don't stroll across into kind of absurd caricature, right? It's actually recognisably how we speak. You're not taking the piss, you're just doing us.
Subtlety. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, most people, when they do accents, they do Australian, they go all crazy and big, but actually they just kind of talk like regular people. It's just the little changes around the edges that you just slide into, and then you sort of relax into it. It's a bit like smiling for a photo. If you do the grin you want to do, you look stupid. But if you just relax back into it, then it just kind of comes naturally.
So this work comes from all around the world for you, right? And it comes in, I presume, scripts come in by email. You just record them exactly where you are now and send them back.
Exactly. That's how it works. It's as simple as that these days. Thank goodness for the internet, though, because I wouldn't be able to do it otherwise.
But what a beautiful way of working, Toby. What a wonderful life.
I can't complain. 6 acres up here, up in Northland. Got chickens and sheep and stuff, and I just duck down here for a couple of hours every day and service all the clients around the world. Sometimes it's in the middle of the night, though, because of all the time zone differences, but can't complain. Can't complain at all. And
you would get rush jobs, right? If there was something urgently that had to be launched or someone was having a hasty sale or whatever, they'd need it back in a couple of hours, wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. And usually I can connect with any studio. I've got software that connects me to any studio around the world, so it literally sounds like I'm on a mic in the studio, like it's live. So it's all done very sort of high tech these days. So it's like I'm in LA or London or wherever I need to be.
When I used to work at TV3, there was a John Sweetman, who you would know, who's a voiceover artist.
John. He's one of my good mates.
But wait, there's more. That's John, right? Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. Send nobody now.
Yeah. And I would watch him kind of get big, you know. He would kind of, you know. But you don't do that. You just don't recognisably change at all. You're not a method voice dude. You just are able to do the voices.
It depends on the read. It depends. I'll sometimes rise myself up. I think posture is very important. But these days, the flavour in voiceover, the fashion, if you like, and you'll hear this in the ads between your shows, is this relaxed kind of vibe. People don't want to be shouted at, yelled at anymore. They just want to be kind of informed by stuff, and they don't want to be, dictated to. So it's like you're having a chat with your mates, like we're doing now, really.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So when you're working with an American client or a British client or whatever, how do you overcome their initial reservation about the New Zealand accent? How are you able to persuade them of your ability to have a universality or a particularity that is not infected by Kiwiness?
Good question. I mean, accents take a lot of practice. So I do different accents for different markets around the world. The American one is we're all exposed to American accents, so we can easily sort of just pull it on. Australian's a very close neighbour, of course, and British. I originally grew up in Britain, so I've kind of got this tapped into the British accent. But it's different accents for different markets. But they don't usually know until we get into the session that I'm actually based in New Zealand. So I often pipe up like this, and they're like, "Have we got the right guy?"
Wow, how bizarre! Isn't that extraordinary?
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, absolutely, and it's good fun at parties too. Doing accents and pretending to be from somewhere else. That's always a bit of a joke.
Well, Toby, congratulations on being one of the best in the world at your craft, and also for sharing it so enthusiastically and generously with us. It's always a delight to have you on breakfast, and you go and have a wonderful day.
No problem at all. I'll try and make it in person next time.
Okay, thank you. It'd be lovely. Oh, gosh, he's good, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, still to come. Bonding in the kitchen. Why you should be teaching your children how to cook.